Unlike union, subtract, intersect, revolve, and other 3D commands, the 3D rotate command does not change the volume of your three-dimensional shapes. So it keeps the volume consistent, it just changes the orientation of the shapes on your screen. So to start with, the 3D rotate command is very, very similar to our 2D rotate command, our modify command up here that my mouse is kind of spinning around, but it works in 3 dimensions. So before you can open the 3D rotate command, you need to spin your screen so that you're working in your 3 dimensions. If you don't spin your screen and you work in a 2D view, such as the top or the front view, then it will automatically, even if you open the 3D rotate command, it will automatically open it as a 2-dimensional modify command. So you'll only be able to rotate it in the 2 dimensions. Now that I've spun this into 3D, I'm going to go open up my command so it can be found in the modeling toolbar here. And it's the one that has the red, blue, and green circles with the center point. It kind of looks like a little globe or a little cylinder sphere down here at the bottom. I'm going to click on that. And we're going to start with just this cylinder here. Now I'm just using the shapes I used previously in my revolve command video, but you can see that I've just spaced them out a little bit more here so that I have some room for them to actually rotate. So I'm going to first select the objects I want to 3-dimensionally rotate. I'm just going to use this full cylinder here, or this disc shape. So you can rotate more than one shape at a time. I'm only going to rotate the one right now, so I'm going to hit enter, telling it I've selected everything I want to rotate. And the next thing you have to do is pick one of the 3 axes you want it to rotate around. So you'll notice I have a green, a red, and a blue axes that pop up, and these actually correspond to my 3 Cartesian axes that we can see down here in the bottom left corner. You can see that we have the X, the Y, and the Z axes, and each of these 3 rings corresponds to spinning around one of these axes. So the red axis here, for example, is red to match with the X axes on my Cartesian plane here. And if I choose the red axis, you'll notice it kind of spins around, treating the X axis as the center point. We're going to choose the green one. We're going to spin around our Y axis. And now once you choose that, you'll notice that your disc starts spinning in the direction of that ring. Now you can either move your mouse so that it locks in at whichever angle you want to rotate to. Now I have my polar tracking turned on, so you can see that I have the green dotted line that pops up. Or you can just type in however many degrees you want to rotate to. So I want to go 90 degrees, so I have 2 options. I can either move my mouse directly upwards here, click, and it would finish rotating, or I can just type in 90 degrees and hit enter. Once I've done that, I'm going to hit escape to close the 3D rotate command, and we can see that my cylinder has now been rotated 90 degrees. Let's do that again now here with my second shape. So I'm going to open up my 3D rotate command. I'm going to select whatever objects I want to 3D rotate, and again I'm just going to do this one Pac-Man shape. I'm going to hit enter, and then you have to pick your base point again. So pick your meaningful base point, and then again you have to pick your axes depending on which way you want to spin him. So this time I'm going to pick the blue ring because I want to spin him around my Z axes. Now in this case, if this happens, it's saying specify angle start point or type in an angle to start with. I'm just going to pick straight in the Y direction, I believe here. So I'm going to just line this up with the edge of my object, and I'm going to click to pick my angle start point so that when I spin him, I'm referencing that angle there. So I'm going to spin him around 180 degrees. So I'm going to type in 180. So that he spins from the point I picked there 180 degrees around. Now we're going to lay him down flat as well. So again, I'm going to open up my 3D rotate command. I can either click on it in my modeling toolbar here, or I can even just type in 3DR on my keyboard and it will automatically pull that guy up. So I'm going to hit enter, select my Pac-Man, select the red axes this time, and I want to lay him down flat so that he's lined up with my previous cylinder here. So again, I can type in my degrees, or remember, we can also just click. When we have him rotated with the little preview here, we can click when he's laying the direction we want him to. So I'm going to just grab that guy and hit escape to close the command. Okay. So let's move on. We're going to 3D rotate our donut shape here. So I'm going to grab my 3D rotate command, click on my donut shape, hit enter, pick my base point. I'm going to pick the very center of the donut there. Grab my green axes, and I'm going to lay him down flat on my screen as well. And now, once you've 3D rotated your shapes, you can use other modify commands, your 3D modify commands, in order to change your 3D solids here. So what I mean by that is I'm going to move this guy. So using my move modify command, I'm going to move him on top of my cylinder over here. So I'm going to grab that donut, click on the move command, pick my base point. I'm going to pick the center point of my donut shape here, and I'm going to move him to the top center point of my cylinder here. Now these are still two separate solids if I go to select them. Now again, I can further use my 3D commands to change these. So if I want this to be one shape, I could union these. So I'm going to grab my union command, select everything I want to union together, and hit enter. And now what I've done is I've 3D rotated those different shapes, I've moved them using my modify commands, and I've unioned them so that this is now one solid shape. So that's how we can build complex shapes out of these fairly simple shapes that we started with.